If all the delegates and attendees would take their seats, we're going to reconvene very briefly and then get everyone off to dinner, because I know it's been a very long and, from what I understand, very productive day in all of the committees. Initially, our agenda had us having reports from the co-chairs for each of the committees, and because we worked until right up to the very end, we are not going to try to go through that exercise before dinner tonight. But we will start here fresh at 9 o'clock in the morning for the committee co-chairs to give those presentations, and then of course to try to have some very healthy discussion on those all of those reports. At this time, I just want to ask our co-chair of the steering committee, Chris Kappinga, to make a few remarks about today's process and about tomorrow's efforts also. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just real quickly wanted to say thank you to everyone. I visited each of the committees today, and again, I'm a policy wonk guy, so I was in my heyday. This was great. The conversations that were going on were getting deep. You can see why we need a lot of minds around this whole process, because there's a lot of moving parts, and it's going to take a little bit of work. Actually, it's going to take a lot of work, but again, it's the Constitution, and that's okay. The founders, it still amazes me when I look at how the founders designed this a couple hundred years ago, how smart they were. It just blows me away. So thank you guys and gals. Sorry, I didn't mean to be. Thank you everyone for what you did today. I know at points it probably got off subject you were interested in, but I saw people engage. I think the conversations, we made a lot of progress. And tomorrow we'll talk through on the floor. The executive committee is going to get together tonight and just kind of debrief on everything and say, do we need to change direction in anything we're doing tomorrow? If you have recommendations on that, please let us know. But we did make a lot of progress, and I just wanted to say again, thank you for what you did today. This is a pretty big effort, and it is a lot easier after seeing the level of talent in these committees. The executive committee, it's nice for us to see that, and people stepping up in the subcommittees, which we'll probably talk about adopting tomorrow. This work is going to make some huge progress over the next 6 months that I think we're all going to be proud of. So thank you, and I will say I don't think there's anything else. Do you,
we have
Mr.
one other item
okay,
of business,
I
Mr.
will
Chairman.
get it back to the Speaker.
Thank you very much. And I would encourage everyone, if you see somebody here tonight who's walking off by themselves to dinner, grab them by the elbow and take them with you. It might be me, so, I wouldn't mind if somebody bought my dinner. No, my wife's up there. She'll probably take me to dinner. We do have one piece of formal business. The chair is going to move that we formally adopt the name, the Assembly of State Legislatures, for this body. Do I have a second? Second from Gary Bands of Oklahoma. And I'll explain the motion. This entity was the brainchild of Chris Kappinga and was formed at our first meeting, which many of you recognize the faces down in Mount Vernon in December. We wanted to change the name for a couple of reasons. One is a lot of folks out there in the internet world decided using our name could help raise money for them. And so we're being confused with a lot of efforts that are not our own. In that sense, it was necessary. But I think it's also reflective of the fact that this has grown beyond a meeting where folks simply were, those who happened to be there that day were speaking. It really is and ultimately we hope will be a reflection of all 50 of the state legislatures. We're borrowing the word assembly from the Mount Vernon Assembly, but having the word state legislatures makes it clear, as it does in Article 5, where the authority lies in this convention process. Are there any comments on that motion? Any discussion? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. This time, Chair, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. So moved by David Long and seconded by Florida. Any opposed? We're adjourned.